Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else joining us today, my name is Grant, and today I'm proud and honored to introduce Method's newest signing, our new tank, Nate. Nate, let me be the first to formally say welcome to Method. Now, you're no stranger to World First Raiding. Please inform those who maybe are unfamiliar with you of your journey, how you got to be in Method right now.
So I started taking the game a bit more seriously back in BFA. Actually off the back of SCO and the original race to World First in Ordeer. Ever since then, I raided fairly casually up until Castle Nafria, where I jumped into a world rank 150 guild around that area. Bit of a jump, I know. But I had some decent heroic logs, I guess, and I was pretty high IO at the time, so they picked me up. And jumped into that, got world rank 150 with them in Nafria, joined Angered after that, which was around world rank 130, I think it was at the time. Played Sanctum with them, and then shortly afterwards joined Pieces when Andy departed from Pieces. I replaced him.
That's a hell of a jump. 150, 30, 3 for Sanctum?
Yeah, that was it.
That's crazy. So, you are filling some massive shoes, both literally and metaphorically, by hopefully being our permanent replacement for SCO. Method have always been at the tippity top of tanks. We've always had some of the best tanks in the world. We can think of some names: Mirez, Just Wait, Now, SCO, Andy, and last year we had Marana from the legendary guild Exorcist. Does that make you nervous, or is that the kind of thing that will drive you? Do you want to put your name in that list, or is there a bit of fear there?
Ideally, I would be putting my name in that list. I think originally when I was joining Pieces, there was definitely nerves there and some anxiety leading up to that, but I think I settled in quite quickly when it came to Pieces. Moving to Bdgg was a bit of a jump, because obviously I went and played in the NA last year, but that was fine as well. Ideally, I'd like to put my like you said, I'd like to put my name in the list up with those guys. I think I'm fairly competent at what I do. I can hit my buttons pretty well.
Better than me. Okay, 12. That's the number of world firsts that Method have. It's the most world firsts in the world. How driven are you to get your first? How driven are you to get Method's hopefully not unlucky number 13th? Is that the goal? Is that it for you? Is it to be number one?
That is the end goal. To not only get my first world first, but concurrent ones. That would be the dream. That's what I've strived for ever since I started taking the game more seriously. You know, it's what pushes me forward. It's what motivates me.
I want to talk about other things that motivate you in WoW, apart from the race to world first, because Method is an incredible team of players across multiple formats, right? We have amazing M+ players. I want to talk about Fana, Speed, Wildy, Sheller, Royburn even, your co-tank in Andy and me. Is that something we can see you... you've seen Grant Stupid in action. Is that something we can see you diving into? Are you excited to get into more, maybe very high Mythic Plus? TGP? MDI? Is that on the horizon for you?
So generally my history of Mythic Plus goes, I will push pretty hard at the beginning of seasons. I will get up there and then I'll just kind of coast the rest of the season. It's always been quite a big interest of mine to step into things like MDI and TGP, but at least in the past, it's been quite difficult for me to find people who are like-minded.
As people.
So this is it's a good environment for me to be in. I've met a lot of people along the way as well that also have similar interests. You know, in the high key scene, you mentioned people like Royburn, Sheller. You know, I've met a ton of other people that push high keys. People like Ramfam. You know, there's a long list of names, but it's definitely an interest of mine.
I'm excited to see it because I've got to play with you, even on a very undergeared character. And you're not bad at pressing your buttons, as you said. And
ideally.
I did pretty good in that key, but you just edged me out. Okay, I want to talk about the archetype of tanks, because you've got players like SCO, quiet, stoic, never blinks, to the point where during the race to world first in Sanctum, sometimes we'd pause his webcam and see how long it took casters to notice, just for a laugh. Okay. Is there a tank player that you see yourself as wanting to emulate or be like?
Ideally on myself. Okay. You know, I think it was one of the topics of conversation that comes up a lot when you're moving up in the ranks, and you know, it gets talked about, is being yourself, because when you're first and when you're driving for a world first, you have no one to copy from.
Precisely.
Like, you have to do it yourself. So, you can take inspiration from other people. I've watched a lot of now in the past, and even to present date, Mirrors 2, SCO, like I said before.
If you use his UI, dude, I'm done with you.
I did not use his UI.
Speaking of getting more and more SCO-like, I think you're going to have to hit the gym pretty hard. It's just the rules. We've seen Andy go from looking like me to looking like SCO, so pretty impressive there. Okay. I'm going to throw a hypothetical at you this time. In this hypothetical world of Warcraft, where everything is perfect, every tank is perfectly balanced, we don't need any externals. We don't need Rally. We don't need AMZ or anything like that. You can play any tank. You're in charge. It's your world, Nate. What are you picking and why?
I'd have to say it's probably a toss-up between Death Knight and Brewmaster.
You have to pick one. Favorite child?
Death Knight, definitely Death Knight.
Okay.
I feel like it's a common pick for a lot of high-end tanks is Death Knight, because you have the most agency over your own survivability.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty easy choice for me.
I mean, you are currently getting carried by the healer that you take in M+, so it'd be good if you could look after yourself. There we go.
True.
So you're making your grand return to EU after spending last year in Bdgg with our friends there, raiding intercontinentally. You're happy to be back? Is it daunting to have to get all of these ults and mirrors ready because you're starting in the middle of an expansion or earlier in the expansion?
So Dragonflight's not been too bad for catching up in regards to ults and whatnot. The first time around I did have to do all the campaigns over again, and that was a bit of a... it wasn't great. I didn't enjoy that too much, but it's nice to be back. The ping isn't something you particularly notice
until you do. When
you're in the moment, it's something you adjust to. But then when you start playing on high ping, when you're used to low ping, it's very noticeable, and vice versa. So it's definitely nice to be back on low ping.
The goal, of course, for the next Race to World First is that the ping will be so minimal because we're all going to be together in a big venue.
Ideally, yeah.
I can send you feet pics in person. Okay. The Method has a big roster, a very, very large roster. Luckily, in terms of tanks, maybe not quite so large. But are there any players you've never had the chance to play with that are currently in Method that you're excited to get to know, maybe get to play with, get to do some keys with, get to raid with?
So I haven't played with quite a few of the members, but there are a handful that I have played with, especially the ones that were picked up from pieces, like people like Callie and Nazi.
Callie and Nate back together.
Yep. But as for ones that I haven't played with, I'm excited to play with people like Speed. I've watched a lot of his M+ journey.
Dude's good.
People like Fana,
Corella?
So I'm excited to play with those
Big
guys.
name there. Unbelievable player.
I've actually done a queue with Corella already.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah, we did some keys.
She's great.
The other day. With Jerv and the other guys.
Jerv's awesome as well. Have you met Quep?
Not yet.
Oh my god, dude. So yeah, Quep is the funniest dude. He's simultaneously 14 and speaks like a 14-year-old Twitch chatter, and 95 at the same time, and grumpy. So good. I can't wait for you to meet him. Okay. So ReClears and boosts have begun. I believe our next ReClear is going to be Monday? Question mark. Yep. Can we expect to see you involved immediately, or is it going to take a bit more time to get ready?
Yeah, you'll expect to see me in there. It won't be going all the way.
Okay.
But definitely in there for the first, handful of bosses. Getting my guys some intro gear. I'm Not Nate will be making an appearance. Ooh. Yep. Also Nate DK will be in there.
We don't like him. I like your brew, dude. As long as you're buying Blackout Cake, you're great at that.
True.
So, Nate, it's been a pleasure to have you in the team that I love so much. And I'm very lucky that I've been able to call you a friend over the last couple of months. Even before you joined Method, we got to know each other. And I truly do believe that this is going to be the beginning of one of those legendary Method partnerships, especially for tanks. Like I said, we're renowned for them. If people want to follow your adventures in Method, your adventures going for your first and Method's 13th Race to World First, first of all on Twitch, where will you be?
So my Twitch is twitch.tv/QD_Nate. So that's QT_Nate.
That's getting changed.
Yeah, it needs to.
You are a QD. And Twitter?
Twitter is QD_Nate with an X at the end. So
TikTok, we can do some dances or something?
No TikTok just yet. Although it's on the horizon, believe me.
Will you be streaming your first couple of raids in Method, or is it full focus, no stream?
So it's something I'm still deciding, because obviously it's my first few raids in Method. It's going to be, I wouldn't say an uncomfortable environment. It's just a new home. So there's going to be, you know, some baby steps to be taken. So I might not stream it. But then on the other end of the spectrum, that is also the perfect thing to stream, and that's what people are interested in. So, you know, who knows?
Maybe I'll come up with one. Nate, it's a pleasure. I'm so happy to have you here. As we know, I've been on this journey with you from the beginning. I've been in your DMs probably more than anyone else, including your partner, so I apologize. Thank you so much for taking the risk to come and join Method, and I really do hope that first world first for you and our fair team comes soon. Guys, this is Method's newest tank warrior. He's over there somewhere. Nate, welcome him. Everyone, send some love, comments, Twitter. Please follow him. He'll be tagged, I'm sure, in this video. My name's been Grant. We will see you in Vault of the Incarnates. See you soon.